Imagine the perfect soldier. He doesn't need rest. He doesn't need food. He never speaks or gets provoked by emotion. He is immune to fear. And most terrifying of all, every time an enemy falls, his combat strength grows. For 8 seasons, the Night King was presented as the ultimate threat, seemingly unbeatable. Yet, this near-immortal entity was ultimately destroyed by a single dagger thrust. Many dismiss his defeat as pure main character luck, just a way to move the plot forward. But if we strip away the plot armor and look at this objectively, the fall of the Night King wasn't just luck. His downfall was the result of a systematic failure and fatal arrogance. Let's look at the force structure of the Night King's army. On paper, their numbers are limitless, constantly multiplying whenever an enemy dies. However, operationally, they rely on a centralized network, or a hive mind. He controls hundreds of thousands of the undead, yet that entire network depends on one single thing: his own life. In any basic defensive logic, when you are the sole weakness of an entire system, aka the central point of failure, your place is not on the front lines. Your place is in the absolute rear, isolated and untouchable. The Night King had hundreds of thousands of walking corpses to do his dirty work. Logically, he never needed to set foot on the battlefield. So, why did he do it? This is where the myth of the emotionless threat falls apart. During the long night battle, his army had already won the war. Bran Stark, his primary target, was completely defenseless. The Night King could have simply ordered hundreds of his wights to swarm Bran in seconds, but he stopped them. He chose to walk alone, moving slowly through the fallen enemies just to execute Bran with his own hands. This clearly wasn't a logical decision. It was an ego decision. His need to show superiority, to prove his personal dominance in the final moments, blinded his efficiency. Walking into the red zone when you are the only weakness of your entire system isn't the act of a conqueror. It is self-sabotage. In the end, the Night King wasn't defeated by human greatness. He was defeated by his own sense of superiority. The illusion that he was untouchable made him underestimate the smallest probability of a threat, and that ended his existence. But let's flip this from a different angle. Was this purely the Night King's ego failure? Or was it actually the tactical genius of Bran Stark making himself the ultimate bait? Drop your assessment in the comments. Arrogance is a fatal disease for overpowered entities. And ironically, in another fictional universe, there is a psychic entity who committed a far worse blunder simply because he needed an audience before executing his victim. We will dissect the anatomy of Vecna's stupidity in the next analysis.